Hey, I'm John, and I'm a software engineer here at Decipad. I just want to quickly go over the data connections feature that I've been working on recently, and it's a way to bring in SQL queries and SQL connections into Decipad. So we start at the workspace, and on the top left, you'll see that we have a data connections button. Once you click it, you go on over to code secrets or SQL connections. If we press on SQL connections, you can actually see I've already set up a connection. I can either edit it or delete it, or you can add a new connection. You can use a full SQL URL, just like that, or you can use a manual connection, like this. You can also, you have to give your connections a name as well so you can use them in the notebook. You can also test if they work, etc. I'm not actually going to add one because I've already set one up here. So let's create a new notebook and try and use this SQL data. Alright, let's clear everything, and let's call this SQL stock data. Let's make it green, give it an icon, there we are. So now what we can do is go on over to this integrations button and click it, and you can see that SQL is now available for you. Alright, let's click SQL, and here is your query. Here you can run whatever query you want, any SQL query is valid. So I'm going to run select all from stock_price, which is a table that is available in that connection that I showed you earlier. Selecting that connection, we can now run. Okay, code was run successfully. Let's have a look at the preview tab, and there we go. There is our SQL data all nicely mapped out for us. So it's just a bit of stock data with some dates attached. It's all just automatically generated. So here we are. So the only thing I want to change here is change the price to be a currency. I want it to be dollars. After that, I'm going to insert it. Instead of good rabbit, I'm going to call this SQL stock data, just like that. If I show the table, all the data is still present there. Okay, now let's use this in a structured input. I can go ahead and say SQL stock data dot price, which should give me just the price. There we are. I could times it by 5, I could times it by 10, and it works just like any other Deci value. So it's just a Deci table. Let's try and do something a little bit fancy. Let's say I want to filter on SQL stock data. I want to do it on the symbol, because I just want to have a look at Google. And there we are. We filtered on Google. Now that we've filtered the data, let's actually go a step further and just get the price of the Google stock. Okay. There we go. This should give us price for any sort of given date. Now let's create another structured input down here. And let's for some reason say that we just want to sum the contents of the variable. There we are, we can. So it's $28,311. This doesn't actually mean much because why would we sum different price points, but it's okay nonetheless. Let's do something a bit more interesting and let's add a graph to our data. Let's add a line chart and let's bring that over to SQL stock data. Now you can see that's all a little bit messy because SQL stock data has all of them, doesn't it? So I'm going to delete this filtered one for now. I'm going to show you some of the SQL capabilities that we have. So let's view the source and let's do a conditional where symbol equals Google. So that should be for Google. Let's run. Ooh, column go out because it's single. It's a single quotation mark, isn't it, for SQL? So you get all the nice errors there as well. So, okay, let's have a look at the preview. There we go. So we now only get Google. Let's save. Let's have a look at that table, and now our graph looks a lot nicer because it only has Google data. All right. So that was a little demonstration on how you can use SQL within Decipad. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful.